Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy THATBOYALEX
Here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, we're going to be checking out Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. Just went off the rails. This video is by Top 10 Wrestling. Go subscribe to him. Go check him out. This video actually just came out just a couple minutes ago. So I'm going to check it out. As today, I'm going to be working on some more reaction videos for you guys. So yeah, as you guys know, last night on SmackDown, Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton had a segment. And they went off script. They basically just went into business for themselves, and they just completely went off script, throwing personal shots at each other, and bringing up their personal lives. So yeah, this just went off the rails completely. I honestly think Tiffany cooked Charlotte last night on SmackDown, and let's be honest, this whole WrestleMania build has not been good between these two ladies. I'm honestly ready to get over this. I really hope this is a one-off match, and I hope they're not doing multiple matches throughout throughout WrestleMania and throughout the summer. I really just hope it's just a one-match series, and that's it. So yeah, man, but without further ado, let's not waste any time and get straight into it.
Right, so Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton are facing off for the women's title at the upcoming WrestleMania this year. But the feud between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton in the lead-up has been less than stellar. In fact, it's not been a very good feud. But last night, something happened in the feud that absolutely changes everything and has just turned this entire program into an even bigger train wreck. As last night during their promo segment, Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton were reportedly shooting on each other. And in the best way possible, it was an absolute car crash. But what's actually happened in this feud so far? Why has it been so bad? And what happened to cause what happened last night on that promo segment and for them to shoot on each other? So yeah, Charlotte Flair returned back to WWE earlier this year following a long-term injury that kept her away from action for about a year or so. And upon return, she would of course go on to win the Women's Royal Rumble, guaranteeing her a title match at WrestleMania of her choosing. And naturally, right from the get-go, people figured that Charlotte Flair was going to face Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania for the women's title. It just made the most sense. The other option was Rhea Ripley, who Charlotte has faced multiple times at WrestleMania before, so it wasn't needed. And as well, Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair is just a match that makes a lot of sense. They'd probably have good chemistry, have similar styles, and Tiffany Stratton is very similar to how Charlotte Flair used to be when she was coming up in WWE. A match that makes sense, and hey, they're both good talkers, they're both good wrestlers. Surely this feud and this program is going to be a compelling and a good one, right? Well, not really, because WWE here had the uphill task of turning Tiffany Stratton into a babyface. I don't know if that was always the intention, because Charlotte Flair returned back to WWE as a babyface and was a babyface for a while before eventually switching it up because the crowds just turned on her. The crowds turning on her is also an important point for later on, so look out for that. And so yeah, the first few weeks of this feud after Charlotte Flair made her selection of Tiffany Stratton was basically WWE just trying to build up Tiffany Stratton as a sympathetic babyface, and by doing that, they were just having Charlotte Flair dominate her and destroy her every week. As on every single episode of SmackDown for a couple of weeks, Tiffany Stratton was getting beaten down by Charlotte Flair or other members of the roster, with Charlotte Flair standing over her tall at the end of the segment every single week. And yeah, it's something that wasn't really working. The feud wasn't super exciting, and I wanted to see some more focus and some more in-ring promos and segments between the two, with them actually talking to each other. And I would finally get my wish as a...
See, this is the problem. Every week, they made Charlotte look strong over Tiffany. That was the problem. And another thing, too, Charlotte should have never came back as a babyface anyways and won the Royal Rumble. That should have never happened. So, WWE, man, they was really playing with fire from the jump. Because when Tiffany Stratton when she legitimately cashed in, we all knew Charlotte was gonna come back and get the belt. We all knew that was gonna happen. And we was not falling for any WWE slimy BS, is what I'm gonna say. So once Tiffany, let's be real, once Tiffany got that championship, her title reign was doomed from the jump. Because we all knew what was gonna happen. Charlotte Flair was going to come back and at WrestleMania, she was going to beat Tiffany Stratton, which I hope is not the case.
Of weeks ago on SmackDown, there would be a side-to-side interview / promo between the two, and after watching this, maybe I have to be careful for what I wish for, because in this side-by-side promo, Charlotte Flair just absolutely destroys Tiffany Stratton in this interview. She really showed the experience levels between herself and Tiffany Stratton, who really didn't know what to say or how to rebuttal to any of Charlotte Flair's remarks. And at times it was a bit of an uncomfortable watch, with many people accusing Charlotte Flair of intentionally burying Tiffany Stratton. It felt as though Charlotte Flair was going off tangent and off script more than usual, with Tiffany Stratton not really knowing how to respond, and rather than coming up with her own response, just going back to the regular script and going through the promo segment. And as a result, she didn't come out of this looking very good, and like I said, Charlotte Flair just embarrassed Tiffany Stratton right here. And overall, in the end, this didn't really help the program between the two, and if anything, just hurt Tiffany Stratton's character as a babyface. And it was going to be very interesting to see how WWE would follow up with Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, with just a few weeks to go until WrestleMania and their big match. And well, the follow-up we would get is possibly the craziest follow-up imaginable, as last night on SmackDown, we finally got an in-ring talking segment with Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton. And let me tell you, this time Tiffany Stratton came locked and loaded and ready and had the receipts prepared for Charlotte Flair in this promo segment. And I need to give the entire rundown on this entire segment, because my word, what a car crash. So the segment begins obviously with both ladies coming out to the ring. It's being hosted by Wade Barrett, who introduces both of them into the ring and starts asking questions to both competitors, just generic questions about the match coming up. He asks Charlotte first, and the crowd are pretty dead at first and do let her speak this time round, with Tiffany Stratton giving her the rebuttal that Charlotte Flair's biggest competitor has always been the crowd and she's never won that, and that she can win all the belts in the world but she'll always be second to her daddy. Jeez, wow, what a beginning. And Charlotte Flair would try to respond, but just wouldn't be able to, as the crowd completely just drown her out and are completely overpowering her in decibels right now. And Charlotte Flair just isn't being allowed to speak by the crowd in attendance, and it's just getting worse. No matter how hard Charlotte tries, the crowd just aren't having it. And yeah, this is a turning point in the promo, as seemingly she quits the segment midway through and just stops speaking and following the script. Every time she tries to speak, she's drowned out by boos. She acknowledges the crowd, goes silent, repeat, repeat, repeat. Charlotte Flair then tells Tiffany Stratton, "You go on, you have the last word, sis," and Tiffany Stratton then just absolutely rinses her for her failed volleyball career. She says outside of the ring, she isn't the queen of shit. She's WWE's least favorite Nepo baby, and at Mania, Charlotte will be just like how she is outside the ring, alone, acknowledging her recent divorce from Andrade, which is just absolutely crazy. And then the ending line of this segment, which I'm going to try play a clip for you because you just have to hear this.
What is that record? Like what? 0-3? Woo! Hey, Tiffany, is that why Kaiser's in my DMs?
So
yeah, that line was kind of forced at the end, you know.
Tiffany Stratton referred to Charlotte as 0-3, referring to her 3 divorces. And Charlotte Flair, in a rebuttal that was very clearly off this script, asks, "Why is Ludwig Kaiser in my DMs then?" Ludwig Kaiser, of course, being another WWE wrestler who is the real-life partner of Tiffany Stratton. And yeah, what an absolutely mad segment, and right from the moment it was over, everyone immediately knew that there was no way that half the stuff that was said in this segment was meant to be said and was scripted. There was just no way. And sure enough, it was reported by WrestleVotes that they went off script a lot in this moment here, and WWE themselves would seemingly confirm this when they took down the video from their social feeds, seemingly not wanting to acknowledge or showcase the fact that these two ladies just went completely off script and off the rails against each other. And yeah, I still can't believe what I watched. 2 weeks ago, Charlotte Flair bitched out Tiffany Stratton in that side-by-side interview, but in this in-ring promo here, Tiffany Stratton absolutely mogged Charlotte Flair. I've never seen Charlotte Flair quite freeze up like that in the ring before. She did not know how to handle the crowd just completely drowning her out, and I don't think she was expecting the receipts that Tiffany Stratton came prepared with, and to be honest, I'm not sure I was either. Bringing up Charlotte Flair's 3 divorces, including her recent one with Andrade, calling her a Nepo baby, oh my word.
God. Yo, that's good. Oh, my bad. Yeah, let's pause it. Wow. Yeah, is it still recording? Yeah. Yeah, man, that is crazy, bro. Like, yeah, calling her a nepo baby and then bringing up the divorces. Oh my jeez. You know, the problem is, you know, we're done with Charlotte. We are done. We are done. And you know, I honestly hope Tiffany wins at WrestleMania. I really hope she retains at WrestleMania and they just move on to something else. Because this feud cannot go past WrestleMania. I am telling you right now, it cannot go past WrestleMania. So,
was just an absolute mogging from Tiffany Stratton, like I said. It was car crash TV that I almost couldn't take my eyes away from. It reminded me of Cody Rhodes in AEW. An absolute train wreck, but a unique train wreck, one like I've never seen before, that I simply just can't take my eyes off of. That is Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton in their feud right now, as despite the fact that this program has not been good whatsoever, I'm now fairly invested in it because of this segment that we just saw, and I have no idea how they're going to respond to it. And I also have no idea what the situation with Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton backstage even is. Is there heat between the two of them? Charlotte Flair in the segment as well was also making these weird noises and responses to Tiffany Stratton and the crowd that, again, you could tell weren't in the run sheet and weren't meant to be done in this segment. And when Charlotte Flair invited Tiffany to have the last words, I think in her head, all she was thinking is that Tiffany would just be like, oh, WrestleMania will be Tiffy time or whatever, not bringing up her being 0-3. Ludwig Kaiser also responded on Twitter with this video.
Please do not flatter yourself.
And yeah, what a funny situation.
I've seen that
Whatever
post
happens
earlier.
for the next few weeks will definitely not top that, and I'm sure WWE will be being a lot more careful in how they script these segments with Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, and probably telling them, hey, shut the fuck up and stop going off script and stop bringing up your personal lives with each other, I beg. But yeah, I guess we'll just see where the program goes from here, but regardless, I still can't believe what I saw last night from Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, a certified crash out. But guys, that's it.
Alright, well, no, that's the end of the video anyway.
Go ahead and stop it right there. So, yeah, man, that is freaking crazy. But yeah, man, keep these, no more promo segments from these two. Let's just end this stuff at WrestleMania. I really don't want to see them go past WrestleMania with this. I don't want to see it. Just end it. But we all know it's WWE and it's Charlotte. She's gonna politic her way through, and you know, she only goes into business for herself. Like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. The crowd is done with Charlotte. We're fed up, and this is not good. It's not. So, hey, I hope the match is good at WrestleMania. I really do. Honestly, really do. But, you know, I want Tiffany to retain, but I got a gut feeling it's not going to happen. Charlotte will politic her way through. They'll give her another championship just to pad her stats and just to pat her daddy's record. That's what they'll do. That is what they will do. So it is what it is, man. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think of this feud. Me personally, it's just ice cold, and I just don't like it. I really hope they move on after WrestleMania. So yeah, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Turn the bell for the post notifications. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.